Okay, so in my first video, we're going to be playing on a Cobblemon server called Cobble Galaxy. In my case, it's a really fun server. It's actually one of my favorites. I've already played before, as you can see by my team, because I have Goodra, Valentine's Hydreigon, Zygarde, Pikachu, bunch of these different good Pokemon, and I have some money. So since it is my first video, I'm just practically going to do a little tutorial of some good ways to get some really good stuff on the server, if any of you guys who are watching this actually do play. So number one, I would recommend I would recommend a farms, because those really do help, because then you could sell a lot of things. And if you do ever when you do have Pokemon that you know that you won't use ever, or that you really just don't like it, you could always do /GTS, and you could sell them to GTS, and that's the command is /GTS sell, spell that wrong, sell, and then you can sell items or you can sell Pokemon. And then to go to the actual GTS, you just click /GTS, and it brings you to this page where you can buy stuff for the in-game currency, and it's a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, you can buy legendaries, eggs, a bunch of different Pokemon, mega bracelets, Pokemon, a lot more stuff like that. And second of all, I would recommend, if you do have any friends who play, I would recommend being with them and playing with them, because if you guys like team up to hunt certain things, then it would be way easier. Because let's say if you do /hunt and you have since I have Arcanine right now, if I got one of my friends to go hunt for an Arcanine, and I would hunt for one of their Pokemon, and let's say they found it first, then they could help me out and I could teleport to them. Another tutorial thing is you could do /TPA, and you could deny TPAs or accept them, or you can click space, and then you can click anybody in the server, and then that will basically send a little command to them, and they could do /TPA accept or deny, and then if they click accept, then you get teleported to them, and then if they click deny, you don't. I would recommend also, if you are like running low on any Pokeballs, make an apricorn farm. It helps out in the long run. Look, I also have like a bunch of Pokeballs, and let me show you inside my chests. Where is it? By the way, it's also better to label your chests, because it really does help to label your chests. Yeah, I have a bunch of Ultra Balls. I have a couple Master Balls even. I recommend, if you do get enough money, I think a regular Master Ball is around 20,000. If you do get enough money for that, buy one, because you never know. And keep it on hand at all times, because the server does have keep inventory on. And I would recommend doing that because it helps out so much. Because one time I was just hunting around for Pokemon, and I found a legendary, and I'm glad I brought Master Balls with me, because that it was a really good legendary. So second of all, if you want some quick rewards in the game by playing day by day, you could do /daily rewards or /daily, and it brings you to this page, and you get a bunch of different rewards like Pokeballs, a bunch of different stuff. But if you do that, it really helps out. And then a second one is /calendar is also really good. And in my case, you get more stuff by doing the calendar than at least you get better stuff. Second of all, when you are wanting to build a base or something like that, or you want an area to be yours, to stay away from griefers, either you want to do your house in a very like underground area or something like that, or you could claim your area using, this is something that you get at the start of the game when you start the server. You get a little golden hoe. Where is it? Yeah, I have one on me. It's called a claiming tool. So what you do, because it is a little bit of confusion, what you do is you go, let's say, let me take out a couple blocks. Let me mine some blocks. Let's say if I was building my house from here where this dark oak plank is, all the way to this dark oak plank, instead of doing, sorry, I'm at things right now. Okay, so instead of doing claiming right here, you have to right click right here, then then instead of going over here, you right click on this block, then you run all the way over here, and then you right click again on this block, and all the area in between is yours. And you can use, if you're not sure, then if you're not sure, if the area is yours or not, you can pull out your hoe again, and it will show golden blocks around your area. Like, look, I claimed my house, so there's a golden block all the way over here, and there is a golden block all the way over here. So that does really help out to stay away from griefers. Early game, if you get I think it is, I don't know the exact price, but if you go on GTS, there are a lot of different good things on here. Don't use your money on certain things. Like, let's say, if you have a mega Pokemon, a Pokemon that can mega, like Garchomp. If you have a Garchomp and you see a Mega Stone that you think, oh, that's a great price, I can get that, you should probably get that, because I know it is thing because you might not have a Mega Crystal at the moment. I mean, a Mega Bracelet. But Mega Bracelets, let me see if I can maybe find one. Yeah, Mega Bracelets are about like 1 million or more money. And that is really hard to get 1 million or more. It took me like a couple weeks of playing the server to get that much money. So if you do find a Mega bracelet for a good price, like let's say 1 million, that is a really good price, because normally people sell for 1,800,000 or stuff like that. That's really like the best price that you could sell it for. But if you find a lower price, awesome. Also, if you're having a hard time picking your Pokemon team, recommend. Something that I did in the beginning was going off of, my favorite Pokemon, or which Pokemon were stronger. Go off of strong Pokemon and you can do your favorite, but make sure when you go into this screen, you want to go to this little tab right here, click IVs. This stuff is like their main stats that they'll have forever. When you first get the Pokemon, this is their stats. You want to search through your team, and look, my Bagon, I'm only keeping this because when I evolve it into Salamence later on, its stats are really good. Like, it has really good HP, it has really good attack, a bunch of these different things. That does really help out. Like, all these things really do help out. If you do get shiny Pokemon, like if I show you guys my PC, I have some shiny Pokemon. Let me show you. I have some shiny Pokemon like, where are some? I don't know where I put a bunch of them. Yeah, I don't know where they are right now. But when you do get shiny Pokemon and they're not stronger, or they don't have really good IVs or stuff like that, or they're not your favorite Pokemon, automatically sell them for a good price on the GTS, because that will like skyrocket your money. And on the GTS, it does take some time for your stuff to actually sell, but just be patient, and in a little while your stuff probably will get sold. So it is really, really good. Also, I've never really done these things. Like, you could see in chat, it said something about like defeat 3 wild Pokemon. Those, normally they're not amazing because they're super hard to do sometimes. Like, if I complete this one, that's going to be my first one that I've ever done. But it is also really hard to get those done. But I would recommend going for daily challenges, daily stuff, fun stuff like that. It really does help to get all your stuff and do certain things like that. But also, I would also really recommend for early game, get these things called EXP share. If you don't know what they are, you can give them to your Pokemon. And let's say, and I recommend this early on, let's say you have a team, you just got the team, they're really low level, they're not amazing, but you really want them to be your good team, or you want a Pokemon to really level up fast. Automatically, if you're playing on this server as well, or anywhere else, go to the end dimension, and I'll teleport there right now. Go to the end dimension and find these Pokemon called unknowns, and those Pokemon are really, really good. These unknowns basically, look, unknowns, no matter what level your Pokemon are, they're really high level, and they're really easy to catch. So if you catch this level 80 unknown, and you have a bunch of level 1s on your team, give every Pokemon in your team. It doesn't have to be the unknown that has the EXP share. You give all of your Pokemon these EXP shares. And if, okay, let me show. Okay, so I'm going to give my Bagon this. So, look, I am not sending out my Bagon, and I'll go defeat this level 80 unknown. So my Gutu's level 93, so he's going to be able to kill this unknown really fast. But look, it one-shotted. So my Pokemon was look, my Bagon leveled up all the way to level 19 just by a single kill with the EXP share. So your Pokemon that kills the other Pokemon doesn't need an EXP share, but EXP shares are really easy to craft. Like, look, EXP share, no matter if you're server or anything like that. EXP shares, it's an iron helmet, amethyst, bunch of stuff like that. They're really easy to get. I wouldn't recommend bringing it up to luck to find an EXP share, because that would take a while. So just go to the end dimension and do that, and get an unknown. I would recommend getting one super, super high level, and then automatically start grinding with your Pokemon. I'm probably going to show a couple more things, like if you're having a hard time making money, obviously, how I said it in the beginning, make some farms, do stuff like that. Okay, so if you, and this is really good because if you're on the, if you're on the GTS, and let's say this Meltang, its price all the way down there is 50,000. That is a really good price because I bought my Meltang for literally 100,000. So this would be really good to buy. And if you check the IVs, you can see the IVs. They're 61 out of 186. That means maybe about 2 of their stats are maxed out. Maybe. If I had enough money, I would show. But if you find, let's say I had, right, look at this Pichu. Let's say I had right now my $6,000, and this one's 9,000, and this thing has really good IVs. You're going to go down to the seller. Look, it's not Ninja Naya, so I'm going to do /MSD because that's also a thing that you could do. Not Naya. So the really good strategy is to MSG them, to practical message them, and say, I saw on the GTS you are selling a Pichu for 9,000. Can I get it for 6,000? Because in this situation, normally these kind of low prices, nobody really wants them. So if you bargain down, let's say the 3,000 that I'm doing, they're most likely going to accept it because on my Meltang, I literally got, it was supposed to be 125,000 and I only had 100,000. So what I did was I asked, can it be only 100,000? So that means I saved 25,000. So it is really good to do that because it saves you a lot of money, because normally people overprice things or underprice them a little bit and they really never get sold. So if you do that, see, they're saying that their price is purely because they're IVs. You could, if they say that kind of stuff, but you really do want this, like how I do want this a lot, I'm gonna say /MSG not Naya. Can I offer a Pokemon for it? So you can mainly offer Pokemon, and that would be really good. Because look, this Dragonite, I don't really use that too much. So for that Dragonite, I'm going to put it in my party and make sure, and this is pro tip, make sure when you're trading with somebody, because when you look at somebody and you press R, you trade with them, in this server, make sure that your Pokemon doesn't have any good items. Because if I traded away my Dragonite with this and the Dragon Gem, that would be a really bad deal for me because Dragon Gems are going for about 5,000 or maybe a little less. So you would lose out on some stuff. And make sure also not to sell your Pokemon when they have EXP shares, because that isn't amazing. By the way, if you do get an Elytra from the GTS, make sure that you automatically find low prices for fireworks. Like this 10,000 that this person is asking for 64 fireworks, that is not good. The main price for fireworks is about 6,000, and I bet I can probably find some that are 6,000. See, 5,000 even. And those are really good because that helps you traverse around, and traversing around is a really big part of finding Pokemon because finding Pokemon is really hard. And by the way, if you get a really overpowered Pokemon, and it's like, let's say, really good Pokemon, and it's a really rare Pokemon, and you really like it. If you buy a shiny token or you find one, don't use it on that Pokemon. Because you want to use it on another Pokemon that, like, look, I'm gonna show. This Regigigas, I do like it, and it's a really rare Pokemon, but I don't really use it too much. So, the main thing to do in that situation would be make it shiny with a shiny token. Because if you didn't know shiny tokens make them shiny, and you would use that to make the Regigigas shiny, and then my automatic response is go to this /GTS sell, and you're going to sell that Pokemon for a really good amount of money. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up the video here. I'm probably going to make a survival series soon, and that's going to be good. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Remember to like and subscribe and do all those shenanigans. Bye.